Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to be doing session 4 of our Take a Stand series called Work It Out. Today, we're going to be covering the roles of team members and how to implement teamwork. So, I usually begin each teamwork lesson with this question: what is teamwork and why is it important? Think about that. Teamwork is one of those universal life skills that is a pretty simple concept, right? I mean, everyone knows what teamwork is and everyone knows that teamwork is important, but how do we have an effective team? And trust me, that is a little harder question and it's not as easy as it sounds. However, always remember that teamwork allows all members of a group to work through a task or problem and creates unity within a group. When you can adopt a team over an individual mentality, you will most likely reach the goals given to the group. Now, let's learn roles of a team member so that way we can build a balanced, more unified, more effective team. To explain the roles of a team member, I'm going to use this model called the Bell-Bin Team Roles Model. While I explain the model, see where you think you fit. The first role is an action-oriented role. Action-oriented individuals include the shaper, which is the person who challenges the team to continuously improve. We also have the implementer, who puts the ideas into action, or the completer, someone who finishes what they start and keeps the group on task. The example I like to use this is pretty much, it's easy, and please, again, if you know me, you know how big into basketball I am and how much I love the Spurs. So my example is actually Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamental, Timmy. He was a soft-spoken guy. From the outside, you would think he was pretty shy. Yes, but his actions and consistency are what gravitated other players toward him. And the team knew if they needed someone to take action, keep the group in line, and start and finish games, Tim Duncan was the person they had on their mind. Again, I am a huge Spurs fan, so if you don't like the Spurs or basketball, I'm so sorry. But we cannot deny that the Spurs are known as a team first organization. They do not have that individual over team mentality, and that's why they've been relevant for 2 decades because of their culture and mentality. All right, so moving on from that, we're gonna go on to people oriented role. And inside the people oriented bracket, we have the coordinator, who acts as the chairperson, the team worker who encourages cooperation. We also have the resource investigator, who is the person who researches ways to help the group achieve their goal. So think of this person as an individual who is a negotiator, an influencer, impactful, and resourceful. For this example, I think of Manu Ginobili. Not only his style of play on the court, but the way he carried himself and made people want to play harder, and even though he was competitive, he would always think of ways to influence the game and was one of the most creative players in the game. However, look at Manu and what he did off the court. He was a global ambassador. He would help guide other international players into the league, and he even influenced the NBA by making the Euro step one of the most popular moves in history. So if you need more proof he was a people's guy, go check out the commercials that he did for a certain local grocery store. Y'all can go YouTube that. Okay, so last we have the thinking-oriented role. Included in this role is the plant, who represents new ideas and approaches for solving a problem. We also have the monitor evaluator, who analyzes all of the options, and the specialist, who provides specific skills and specific solutions to specialized problems. So think of someone who is analytical, who is a critical thinker, and can weigh options effectively and provide realistic solutions. For this example, the easiest example is Greg Popovich. Talk about a specialist who knows how to analyze, monitor, and think of ways to solve a problem. There is a reason why Popovich is one of the greatest coaches of all time across every single sport. Now, I want you to think about something. Where do you fall in this model? I want to also mention that you do not have to fit in just one role. In fact, it is okay to take on more than one role if that is what is best for the entire team. And also, hopefully, you will be able to ID your style so it makes it easier to work together. Which leads us to the next section: how do we implement teamwork? Well, this is actually a very simple, yet I feel people tend to forget or don't feel comfortable starting off a task this way, just ask. Ask team members where they feel they should be. You might get assigned a role, and if you are the one that's assigning the roles, be sure to base the decision on the strengths, interest, and knowledge of that individual. Do not just blindly assign a role. That's a really quick way to derail a team. Oh, and you might start off in one role, but as the group progresses, you might find yourself in another role, and that's okay. The important thing is to communicate in a positive manner, accept ideas, and to be flexible. You should know how to talk to individuals and how to be compassionate. Be honest, but not hurtful. You know the difference between being rude and controlling and being positive and flexible. If you do have a member who is difficult, which will always happen, so just remain calm and do your best to come up with a consensus where the entire group feels that they can all work towards a common goal. Do not become hostile and risk the chemistry of the group because of one person. If you can become a team player and learn how to build a successful team, this is going to take you extremely far in life because there's no escaping teamwork. Even if you consider yourself a lone wolf, that's okay, but you're still going to have to work in a team eventually. To close out, just try to be positive and effective, listen to others, and be respectful. Think of how you would want to be treated. And when you have a team, always start off properly, and you will have a more successful team. Just get started on the right foot. Alright, so that's all for this session. I will see y'all in the very last session. Thanks so much again for listening. I hope y'all all take care and stay positive, y'all.